Today I want to review a book called The God Delusion by Richard Dawkins, and in the chapter of God hypothesis, this is what he says: the God of the Old Testament is arguably the most unpleasant character in all of fiction. Jealous and proud of it, a pretty unjust, unforgiving control freak, a vindictive, bloodthirsty ethnic cleanser, a misogynistic, homophobic, racist, infanticidal, genocidal, phallicidal, pestilential, megalomaniacal, sado, masochistic, capriciously malevolent bully. Okay, this is what he says. I think what Richard Dawkins does throughout the book is he brings about something that he feels he is hurt by in the past about the kind of God that is mentioned in the Bible. Well, he speaks about this God being all these things, and I'm not troubled by it, because in this present culture, when you look at Yahweh, he is just the same in the Bible, because he is God and God deserves our worship, and because he deserves our worship, all glory goes to him. In a number of instances, he speaks about this God hypothesis part, that God is to our faith a weakness, but it's not a weakness, I feel, because this actually establishes the fact that he is God and we are humans. He is infinite in his ways and we are finite in our ways. He continues to speak about miracles, that miracles are some kind of weaknesses to faith, but it's a weakness for the scientific community, especially in relation to miracles. But again, coming back to faith, miracles are signs from God that God uses for his glory. He goes on to speak a lot about Darwinian's work, especially with the origin of species and the work of on evolution, but it's a theory. That's what I'd like to think of. And then he goes on to speak about the God of gaps, knowing that there are so many gaps in creation itself. So what? I think there are two ways to think about the God of gaps. Is one, he works through chronology, and the other, he works through what we call it as the Kairos moment, that there are particular instances where God specifically works, and then there are big absences that we have no idea of, like the 12 years of Jesus, or what did Jesus do when he was young. There are so many gaps that way, but still we acknowledge as Christians that God is in control of the whole chronos timeline. And finally, what he points to the fact that Martin Luther, in the almost at the end of his chapter, he says, reason is the greatest enemy of faith. And I think many people have agreed with Martin Luther as reason being the greatest enemy of faith. I think it's a compliment that reason could be an enemy of faith. But what I see in the Bible is in Isaiah chapter 1 verse 18, where God calls the people to reason out with them. He says, come, let us reason out. Though your sins are like scarlet, I will make them as white as snow. I think the bottom line, what I see in the God Delusion book, is that Dawkins is making a point that seems to be real and feels real. But when you look at the Bible and when you look at faith, faith is something that is given, it's given to us. And if if faith is challenged, then everything else is challenged, because one needs faith to be an atheist. It's a hard thing to be an atheist, to disapprove the existence of God and to disapprove everything that is about creation. You need faith for that. But I think when I look at the Bible, when faith comes to us, because it is given to us by God through the hearing of His word, I come to the point that irresistible grace of God is greater than reason. For me, I'm not trying to disapprove Dawkins per se, but I also believe that when grace comes to us, it's more than reason. And so when God accepts us into His family and in His kingdom, it's because of what Jesus has done, than for us to reason or to know what reason and science, or should I do this or should I do that with science and religion. I think it's more about Jesus welcoming us through His irresistible grace. So, yeah, bottom line, I call this, it's a nice book to read. It's quite a theoretical book, a lot of gymnastics that he does. End of the day, it's great to read, but when it comes to faith, irresistible grace is greater than reason. Thanks for watching.